My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Matchstick Men, and this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I did watch this movie once before, and I really liked the first 80% of this movie, but I hated the last 20%. It completely ruined this movie for me. And I just rewatched it, and I understand why I felt the way that I did, but I've come to appreciate the ending. The movie still isn't great, but I am more positive on it now. So let's begin by talking about the performances, and Nicolas Cage is great here. I thought he carried this movie incredibly well. He's very believable, and he brings so much personality to this movie. He has a few Nick Cage moments that are just wonderful to watch. Sam Rockwell also brings plenty of charisma to this movie. I thought he did everything he needed to incredibly well. Bruce Ortman does a perfectly fine job. Bruce McGill does a perfectly fine job. But then we get to Alison Lohman, who I loved in Drag Me to Hell, and I think she does a really good job here as well. Sometimes she can feel phony, but in a believable way, which works incredible for this movie. I thought she brought layers to her character, and I loved seeing her at the end of the movie. It's like seeing someone else completely. And at the end, her boyfriend is actually played by Fran Kranz, who played Marty in The Cabin in the Woods. So, fun fact for you. But the cast is a strength of this movie, and like I said, I had a mixed reaction to this movie before, and I think it's because I like the sincerity of the first 80%, but I do still think that's present. I do think there is an honesty and sincerity to Nicolas Cage and Angela's relationship, even though she was conning him. And, like, even the first time I watched this movie, I had it in the back of my head that everything's a con, because whenever you watch a movie about conmen, that's usually the case. So I wasn't caught off guard by it, but I was still disappointed. But the reason why this movie works better for me now is that if you look at it from Nicolas Cage's perspective, we see that this is a guy struggling with his mental health. And it's because of the life he is choosing to live. And I think this movie is about the importance of authenticity and being able to live with yourself. And at the end of the movie, he might not be as rich, he might not be living as exciting as a life, but he's making an honest living, and he seems to be doing pretty good for his life, and good things followed him as a result. And I'm not saying that's anything new or revolutionary, but in context of this movie, it works. When he was a conman, his best friend was Frank, who was also a conman, and surprised, he conned you, man. Like, it's just an empty, hollow life. and then he gets reminded what it means to love and care for someone, and he starts to feel better about himself. His mental health is improving, and even though it's funny, he still came to realize what he needed from life. So, yeah, it's nothing brand new, but it's well done enough here. I still don't think this movie is great. I do still think it's too long. Could have been a tight 90 minutes, I think. And maybe it gets a tad bit convoluted before the reveal, but I still like this movie enough. It's not a favorite, but it is decent. So, Matchstick Men gets a 6 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Matchstick Men? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin,